What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tom here with Tom Rear Sports, and we're back with our Week 6 NFL recap. We'll also give you our pick for Thursday Night Football between the Eagles and the Giants. And I also want to just make a quick special announcement. I just finished, or almost finished, our new docuseries starting soon. I don't have an official release date, but it's going to be called Defy The Odds. We're going to go over some championship and championship players who defied the odds to reach the pinnacle. That's all I can say about that. Let's get right to this, though. Texans-Titans kicked us off for Week 6. This was a wild game. Titans were 3.5-point favorites at home. I thought their defense would play better, but I did pick them to cover, and ultimately they did. Derrick Henry had a monster performance. Titans improved to 5-0 and cover the spread. Bengals-Colts. Colts were 7.5-point favorites at home, and this game was ugly early. I mean, I believe it was 24-0 at one point. The Bengals were leading, and the Colts made a furious rally. Phillip Rivers had his best game of the season. He needed that because there's a chance he might get benched if they lose this game. They end up coming back. They win. They do not cover the 7.5-point spread. We picked the Colts, so there's our first loss. Falcons-Vikings. Falcons were 4-point underdogs on the road. I felt they were going to come out strong, especially after firing their coach, and they did just that. They thoroughly dominated the game. Offensively, defense played a little bit better, and they won handily. They covered the 4-point difference and improved to 1-5. Broncos-Patriots, another crazy game. Patriots have dealt with a lot the past couple weeks. Broncos haven't played in quite a while. Their last game, I believe, was against the Jets on Thursday Night Football before this matchup. Broncos were 7.5-point underdogs. They not only cover, but they go and win the game. McManus gets all 18 points for the Broncos. Monster day for him if you had him in fantasy. Patriots fall to 2-3, a rare under 500 record. Washington headed to New York to take on the Giants. This was a rarely close game, really good defensive battle. Giants were 2.5-point favorites at home. I picked them to win and cover. They did win. They did not cover. Tough blow for us. Giants get the 1-point victory at home, though, improved to 1-5, and believe it or not, have a huge divisional game coming up tomorrow that they're still in. So we'll see what happens. Ravens-Eagles. Ravens were 9.5-point favorites on the road in Philly. They were dominating this game pretty early. Looked like they were going to cover, and then the Eagles and Carson Wentz made a furious comeback and almost tied the game at the very end. And it was a really, really close game at the end. They didn't get the 2-point conversion. Ravens win, but do not cover the spread. They're 5-1. Browns-Steelers. This game went pretty much exactly how I thought it would. Steelers dominated from start to finish. They had an early pick 6, and from there on, the Browns were completely out of the game. Steelers are just a far superior team, and the Browns, they have their flaws, especially at the quarterback position, but they do have a lot of talent still, and I expect them to compete throughout. Steelers cover and improve to 5-0, and they have a huge matchup next week against the 5-0 Titans in Tennessee. Bears-Panthers, this was a pick'em game, which to me was a little bit of a shock. I felt like the Bears should have been favored. They were not. They were actually 1-point underdogs, so I took the Bears. Bears won. Good for us. Lions-Jaguars. Again, another game that kind of went as expected. Jaguars are atrocious. Their defense is just as bad as it gets. Lions were 3-point favorites on the road. They cover that with ease. Nice day for DeAndre Swift. Lions improved to 2-3. Jets-Dolphins. The Jets are the worst team in football. They couldn't even score a point. They didn't convert a third down until 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Jeez, my voice is squeaking. But Dolphins improved to 3-3. Looks like Tua's going to get the start after the bye. Interesting to see them throughout the rest of the season. Packers-Buccaneers. This was another crazy game. Early on, Packers were dominating, up 10-0 after the first quarter. Rodgers looked sharp. Their running game was decent. Everything was working for them. And then the pick 6 really flipped the game on its head. Buccaneers just took off, went on a 38-0 run. Not only win, but cover the pick 'em easily. We picked the Packers. Tough for us, but hey, happy for the Bucs. Really like that team. Love that defense. And they improved to 4-2. Rams 49ers, the Sunday night game. Rams were 2.5-point favorites on the road. This was a tough game to pick. You didn't know which Niners team was going to show up, but the Niners looked great. They ran the ball well. Their defense looked great. Garoppolo had a his best game of the season. A lot of shorter passes, but Niners look good, get a big home victory to stay in that division, and they cover the spread, or they beat the spread. And then the Monday night game, two of them, the rare 5 o'clock game, which was actually pretty cool, man. I really enjoyed that. Chiefs on the road. They were 5-point favorites in Buffalo. We picked them to cover, and they did just that. They dominated on the ground. I mean, dominated. Edwards-Helaire had 161 yards rushing. Darrell Williams had a rushing touchdown on 4th down. Mahomes was efficient. It was a rainy day. A great win for the Chiefs. Defense played well. Bills, tough loss. They fall to 4-2. Cardinals, Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys are an absolute mess. Their defense is by far the worst in football. They just give up big play after big play. Andy Dalton was as bad as it gets. Look for him to bounce back a little bit with more time. But Cardinals, they were 1-point favorites. Another pick 'em in the week, and that was our pick. They easily win. They easily cover. So we finished overall 8-6. Not bad at all. But we're looking to improve upon that, and we'll have our picks coming up for Week 7 on Saturday. And just to give you our Thursday night football pick, I believe the Eagles are 4.5-point favorites at home Thursday night. Now, I don't know the exact number, but I know the Giants have not won in Philly in quite a long time, especially on a Thursday night. But I actually think the Giants are going to cover the spread. Not necessarily saying they're going to win, but I do think they have a very good defense, and I think they're going to cover the 4.5-point difference. So go ahead and pick the Giants for tomorrow night. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.